वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा।
Harshad bhai, please unmute yourself. And the floor is yours. Harshad bhai, the floor is yours, please. No, unmute yourself, sir. Unmute yourself. Okay.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I have pleasure in welcoming you all to the first webinar for the year 2022-23 in the BAI Mumbai Centre monthly lecture meeting series. Mumbai is a somewhat landlocked city. That is, Mumbai is surrounded by sea on three sides, and hence Mumbai is also a landscaped city. Because Mumbai is a landscaped city, we cannot have much of horizontal construction. Vertical construction is the only way to fix the height of Mumbai city. But most of the old buildings in Mumbai are horizontal structures, and many fall in the category of cessed buildings, which are pre-independence era buildings. Even many buildings constructed post-independence are now in very bad condition. These buildings are low height and less floor structures. These cessed buildings and other buildings in bad condition cannot be demolished and constructed by the existing owners or residents due to the high cost involved. The way out is demolish the existing structure and construct new buildings, wherein existing tenants or residents are given flats in lieu of their earlier houses, and there is a self component also, which will offset the cost of redeveloping the old structures. Normally, a real estate developer does all this after having struck a deal with the existing owner and tenants of the existing structure. But there are a lot of increases involved in this concept. The methodology differs from case to case. Nowadays, self-redevelopment is also being talked about a lot. We have heard of many redevelopment projects getting stalled due to many reasons. We will be hearing today from the architect Chandrashekar Prabhu, who is an authority on this subject and the Intricacies of Redevelopment and or self-redevelopment in Mumbai Metropolitan region. Sir, I welcome you and thank you accepting our request and agreeing to enlighten us today. Though we have titled the webinar by mentioning Mumbai Metropolitan region, I am sure participants from other parts of India who have registered will have a lot of useful information for them also. I welcome all the senior functionaries of BAI who have joined us now from across India. The participants from across India who have registered and have joined us now. I wish you all a very informative evening. Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra.
Thank you, Chairman, sir. I request Shri Jaiprakash Bhatia, Vice Chairman, BAI Mumbai Centre, to introduce the keynote speaker.
I have a pleasure of introducing Shri Chandrashekar Prabhu. Is an architect, professor and urban planner and management expert, having held public and corporate position of repute. He graduated from Sir J.J. College of Architecture, Mumbai University. He was the youngest member elected to the State Legislative Assembly. He was elevated to the post of President of Maharashtra Housing and Area Development Authority, a cabinet rank position. He has also served as a chairman of the Shantakruz Electronic and Export Processing Zone, SEEPS, Mumbai, from 1982 and 1993. Chairman of the Drugs and Pharmaceutical Committee of Government of Maharashtra. He was on the board of the Bombay Metropolitan Regional Development Authority, now Mumbai Metropolitan Regional Development Authority, from 1985 to 1992. He was the chairman of the advisory committee to the Housing Department of Government of Maharashtra and served as an advisory to the Chief Minister of Maharashtra from 1999 to 2004. He was on the board of Slum Rehabilitation Authority and was on the independent monitoring panel for World Bank schemes in Maharashtra. He has served as a Director General of Maharashtra Economics Development Council, MEDC, and was the Chairman and Consulting Editor of MEDC Economic Digest Editorial Board. He is a Fellow of the Indian Institute of Architects and Indian Institute of Interior Design. He is a visiting lecturer in educational institutions in India, UK, and USA, and teaches architectural design, urban design, and humanities. So, ladies and gentlemen, BIA is proud to present architect Shri Chandrashekar Prabhuji, and we will all keen to listen to him.
Prabhu sir, the floor is yours.
Thank you, my friends and colleagues from the Builders Association of India. At the outset, I must thank you all for inviting me here today to be a part of your session. First, I will divide my presentation into three parts. I will talk about Mumbai as a case study and what are the possibilities. Then I will briefly touch the possibilities in MMR region. And then I will talk about how the self-redevelopment has been growing in Mumbai and the rest of Maharashtra. Then I will talk about how this can be taken to Calcutta, to Chennai, to Bangalore, to Delhi and Ahmedabad and all the cities of India. And then I will wind up making some points on the crucial aspects of redevelopment and the environmental impact thereof and the financial arrangements and how that can be done. And then we can have question and answer session. That would be the format for today. So let me start off with Mumbai. Mumbai is not just an island which is surrounded on all sides by the sea. Mumbai is perhaps the only place in the world where the central business district is in the extreme tip, that is the southern part of Mumbai, that is Nariman Point, Fort, Kulaba, whatever, that becomes the focal point. And Mumbai is like a segment, triangle, a segment of a circle. So if you were to put a compass with the center in the southern tip of Bombay and draw a circle, you will find that Mumbai grows only in 10 to 15 degree segment. Every other city, both in India and in the world, can grow 360 degrees, that is on all sides. Mumbai is the only city which can grow only in 15 degrees because that's from the apex of the triangle to the bottom of the triangle, it's a triangular kind of thing. Now with this restrictions, 15 degree out of 360 degrees, that means there is inherent handicap. Mumbai can grow only 5% of what other cities can grow. And hence the idea came to connect it to the hinterland, and the MMR region idea came into being. So with this, out of 425 square kilometers of Mumbai, 90 square kilometers goes in a national park, perhaps the only city in the world which has a national park within its municipal limits. About 50 square kilometers goes for airports. And then the entire no development zone from extending from Mud Island to Marve and from Gorai up to Uttan. That entire stretch, there is restricted growth and restricted development. You have 2,800 hectares of Bombay Port Trust land where no development is possible unless the Port Trust permits it, and Port Trust doesn't easily permit development there. Now, removing all these, the airport, the national park, the no development zone, the Port Trust land, the railway lands, and the salt pan lands where there is a lot of dispute, the mangroves. Out of the 425 square kilometer, barely 200 square kilometers is available for development. And within this 200 square kilometers, we have 1 crore 25 lakh people living. Mumbai, therefore, has the highest density which can be seen anywhere in the world. And no city in the world has the kind of density that Mumbai has. Now, with this kind of density, it poses a lot of challenges, and with challenges come opportunity. And the opportunity is in the form of redevelopment. So there are 32 different types of redevelopment that are possible in Mumbai. I will take only 5 or 6 of them because the others are not big in magnitude. 7 million people live on 12% of Mumbai's land in slums. 7 million people. So in order to accommodate them, we need about 15 lakh, 1.5 million houses need to be built just to accommodate them. 1.5 now, of course, the government is willing to give houses to people on the first floor also. So that becomes 2 to 2.2 million houses for the slum dwellers and another 1 million houses for. So about 3 million houses for the slums. Then we have old and dilapidated cessed buildings, where 2.5 million people live in these cessed buildings. And there are 16,800 buildings, all built prior to 1940. So the youngest of this building is 82 years old. And the oldest could be 300 years, or you do not know how old it is. It may be even older. All these buildings have outlived its effective lifespan, and the tenants have been living. Out of these tenants, 82% of the tenants who live in the
unmute kara. No, Chandra, Prabhu sahib, unmute yourself.
Okay. So the old and dilapidated cessed buildings are 16,800 cessed building, and they all require redevelopment. Initially, the FSI was increased first to 2, then to 2.5, then to 3, then to 3.5. Then a formula has been worked out where there is unlimited FSI that is available. Unlimited. I know of 2 cases which have been approved 6 months ago where 22 FSI has been given. So there is no dearth for FSI. Any amount of FSI can be given because 82% of these people living in old and dilapidated cessed buildings live in single rooms or double rooms. So in order to accommodate them, you have to give them 450 square feet. And they are presently occupying 2 FSI. To accommodate them, you require another 2.5 or 3 FSI. So 5 FSIs for rehabilitation and another 5 FSI for sale. So an average 10, 12, 15, 20 FSI is being given there. And that throws up a lot of challenges, throws up a lot of opportunities. Then we take the MHADA colonies. MHADA has 125 colonies scattered from South Mumbai right up to Dahisar and Mulund on the other side. And each of these colonies has 100 to 200 buildings, and each building has between 20 to 50 members living in that. So more than 1 million people live in MHADA colonies, and all these buildings were built for 35, 40 years ago. The youngest maybe 25 years ago. And all of them require redevelopment. The government has given incentives there of 3 FSI plus what they call is a pro rata, which takes the FSI to 6, 7, even 8 in some cases. So FSI is not the restriction. You can have as much FSI as you want, and redevelopment there is possible, one of the very lucrative schemes. Now, then there are 35,000 cooperative housing societies, which the people have purchased flats from the builders, and the land has been conveyed by the builders, and in some cases they have not been conveyed by the builders, and the government has made the deemed conveyance laws by which the land is presently with the cooperative housing society people. Now, these also require redevelopment, and there is a wide range of increase in FSI depending on the width of the road, from 2.7 in the suburbs onwards up to 3.5, and from 3 in the island city up to 4 in some cases. The government has been generous enough to give 35% fungible area, of which the 35% fungible area given on existing area is free of cost, and the rest is on premium. Now, we have dealt with this section. In the British time, we had the BDD Chawls, the Bombay Development Department, and the Bombay Improvement Trust, which is the BIT Chawls. Now, these were 25,000 houses which were built in the 1905, 1910, and so on. So they have outlived their lifespan, and more than 100 years have passed. Some of them have been taken up. For instance, BDD Chawls have been taken up for redevelopment by MHADA itself, and MHADA has given tenders, and by the process of tenders, these are being given. The BIT Chawls, which are there all over the city, provide a tremendous challenge and opportunity for redevelopment. Now, other than what I have said, there are people living on lands allotted by the collector, on government lands. There are cooperative housing societies on government lands. They also require redevelopment. They come under a different set of rules altogether. Then there are lands allotted by the municipal corporation to various people. Then there are people on Bombay Port Trust lands. There are people living on railway lands. There are people living on central government lands. Every one of these require redevelopment, and each one has a different set of rules for redevelopment. And these provide tremendous opportunities. Now, when there is an opportunity, there are sharks who come and take advantage of these opportunities. Just imagine that in a place where the present FSI is 1, if you're getting 5 or 6 or 8 or 10, or in cessed buildings, when the present consumed FSI may be 1.33, and you are getting 21 FSI. So you can imagine the kind of leverage that you can do with this, just the FSI as an instrument. So taking FSI as an instrument, we have seen that developers have taken over, and unfortunately the experience with the so-called developer, I'm not talking of you people, you are contractors, you make buildings, you construct buildings by your hard work and deliver it to the person who hires you for construction. The developer is someone who kind of takes advantage of the situation and tries to make extra money. Making extra money, I do not think is a crime. Making money legitimately, no one disputes making of money. And being entrepreneurial and trying to use business to make a bit of money, I do not think is a crime. But when you do this as a business, your main aim is to accommodate the existing people, not to throw them on the streets. Our experience in this has been very bad. Regarding the cessed buildings, I have personally, with the help of my students, done case studies. And in South Mumbai especially, we have found that 85% of the existing residents, the FSI, mind you, was increased for the existing residents, and they are no more there. I can give you an example of a prime building in South Mumbai, which is of 45 stories. At one point in time, it was the tallest building in Mumbai. Now, of course, there are many more buildings taller than that. Original tenants were 420, and the building that has been built to accommodate the original tenant has 72 flats. So where did the remaining people go? They vanished in thin air, or like Sita ji did land, Jameen mein jaise Sita ji lupt ho gayi, वैसे did they get into the land, or did they go into thin air, or did the sea consume them? We know what happened. They were given money and they were just threatened by the gundas of the underworld, and they were thrown out of their houses. So schemes which are meant by the government to accommodate the existing people for their redevelopment are misused, and the people for whom these schemes were conceived have been thrown on the streets, and the developer is selling the rehab component and free sale component also. And so there is a major amount of mistrust between the existing residents and those who call themselves the developers. Taking a cue from this, the developers overdrew money and took up so many projects, became greedy, and could not deliver, promised the world and could not deliver. And finally, what happened was horrible. Today, 5,800 redevelopment projects are stuck. The developer promised people everything, signed agreements with the people, got the buildings vacated, gave them the initial rent for 1 year or so, and then stopped paying them rent. And what has happened is that people are on the streets because they left their houses, the buildings have been demolished, they don't know where to go. I know of a case in Mahim where a branch manager of State Bank of India signed an agreement along with other members of his society with the developer, and after 1 year the rents were stopped, and he retired in the meanwhile, and his pension is not good enough for him to maintain a family and pay the rent in an area like Mahim. Finally, he went from a 3-bedroom house, which was his original into a 2-bedroom first, then a 1-bedroom first. Now he cannot afford 1 bedroom, and now he stays on the first floor of a slum in Mahim near the sea. So in this 5,800 buildings in Mumbai, we have a total of 1,25,956 families who have become homeless. Imagine 1,25,000 means about 6 lakhs people. That is 5% of the city's population is on the streets. The government can't do anything. No one can do anything. Half the builders have siphoned their money and gone abroad. I don't know whether you know, but 25,000 people in real estate industries who initially called themselves developers have taken foreign citizenship and converted their assets into dollars and pounds and gone to various countries. The biggest of the developers have become citizens of Canada, citizens of USA, citizens of UK, citizens of Ireland. I'm told some members of a builders association, not your association, but developers association collectively arranged for citizenship for 125 of their members of Ireland to Ireland. And they are all in Dublin now, and that has become their house. So the money that has been taken away from Mumbai's redevelopment project is being parked somewhere else in the world, and the people are suffering. Now, with this kind of a situation and government can't do anything, the court says we will put the concerned developer in jail. By putting them in jail, the poor man who has lost his house doesn't get a house. So how do you provide him a house? So some of us, with the help of Tata Institute of Social Sciences, with the help of experts in the Indian Institute of Technology, IIT Mumbai, IIT Kharagpur, with social organizations like Nirmala Niketan, with the Department of Sociology, Mumbai University, Department of Economics, Mumbai University, Department of Social Sciences, the St. Xavier's, the entire group of intellectuals in this city got together. We sat in a workshop and we thought that we must do something for the city. And in that process, the self-redevelopment model emerged. Self-redevelopment has the same ingredients of a conventional redevelopment, but here the society itself assumes on itself the role of a developer. So there is no developer. The society hires the services of architects, of structural engineer, of lawyers, of chartered accountant, and all of them form a consortium, get together, take loans from financial institutions. Also, without financial institutions, 70 of my projects, each of 100 crore, have been completed without taking 1 rupee loan from financial institution. I will explain to you how. And at the end of it, all the profit that comes from the scheme is shared amongst the existing residents. I can give you a few examples to tell you how the self-redevelopment has benefited the people. In Chembur Chitra Cooperative Housing Society, they are presently consuming, they were presently, now the building is demolished, consuming 425 square feet. They went to all developers and no developer offered them more than 550 square feet and 2.5 lakh corpus. They came to me and I explained to them the entire gamut of FSI. Today, they have opted for self-redevelopment. Their building has been demolished. The new building has reached the 14th floor. It's a 15-storied building because there are height restrictions in that area due to the proximity to the airport. And they are getting 1,150 square feet carpet area each. Each family is getting 2 flats in place of 1. And both the flats are larger than the flat that they occupied earlier. Now, this is the kind of thing. Similarly, Purvaranga Cooperative Housing Society in Mulund, they had 540 square feet and now they are getting 960 square feet each. Even Pantnagar Ghatkopar, where they are consuming 220 square feet, all the developers came to them along with the politicians and they told them that there is a MHADA law that for 225 square feet, you cannot get more than 450 square feet. It is not permitted. It is banned. There was no such law. They were just lying to people with the help of the corporator, the MLA, the MP, and whoever were there. The people came to me, I checked that there was no law, and now they have made a plan of 860 square feet, from 220 to 860 square feet, plus a corpus of 20 lakhs per family. Now, that is the difference between the builder scheme and the cooperative housing society scheme. So what the cooperative housing society requires is a very trusted and reliable contractor, a good architect, a good structural engineer, a trusted contractor who doesn't cut corners and who gives good quality construction. And that's it. The contractor doesn't have to worry about the money because money arrangement is already done by the society in various schemes that we have floated. One of the schemes is very simple. Over and above what the member will get free, he is entitled to buy extra area at 30% discount on the market price. If the market price is 20,000 rupees, he gets 30% discount. He gets it at 14,000 rupees per square feet. So 50% of the extra area is purchased by the existing residents themselves. And they get home loan at 6%, 6.5%, and that's how the funds are raised locally. There is also a discount if the members, family members, that is members, son, daughter, father, mother, grandson, granddaughter, wants to buy an extra flat, not extra area. Extra area is available in 30% discount, but a separate flat where the son can live in the same building along with the father, but in a separate flat, he is entitled to a discount of 20%. And he can take his own loans. If the person's in-laws, the members' in-laws or the members' brothers, sisters, members' wives, brothers, sisters want to buy, then they get a discount of 15%. If the members' cousins or members' wives' cousins, that is father's brothers' children, father's sisters' children, mother's brother children, mother's sister's children, for both husband and wife, if they want to buy a flat, then they get 10% discount. In all these schemes, we get a booking of 60 to 65%, and the initial money is in hand. We don't require to take loans from any of the financial institution because the scheme pays for itself. We have presently in hand about 800 societies who have passed resolutions that they are not going to go to any developer and they will do it through the self-redevelopment model. And I'm guiding all of them. To guide all the people for self-redevelopment, I do not charge anything. This is not my bread and butter. This is not my practice. This is not my business. I'm doing this because I feel that the society has given me enough and it is time for me to give back to the society. So no society, I am an advisor in more than 700-800 societies, and in none of the projects have I taken one single rupee from any member or from the society, either directly or indirectly. There is no, I don't take the architectural work. It is given to whoever. There is a tender called, there are 10 people who tender. They all have to make presentations before the cooperative society. We have laid down a system by which every member votes by giving marks to all the people who are there, and the votes are counted, and whoever gets the maximum number of votes gets the work. So it's an absolutely transparent process of selection of architects, selection of structural engineer, selection of liaison architect, because the society may not have the wherewithal to get permission. So the liaison architect plays a crucial role, selection of contractor, and then selection of the funding agency. If you require the funding agency, the NBFCs and other people are there. Mumbai Bank used to fund these schemes earlier. The Reserve Bank of India went and stopped their funding. We feel that our friend, the developers, put pressure on the Reserve Bank and made them issue a circular stopping Mumbai Bank. Then we went and met the finance minister and the RBI governor, and now under the new policy, again, Mumbai Bank has been permitted to fund self-redevelopment projects. Also, all the cooperative banks and nationalized banks have now been permitted to fund self-redevelopment projects. So now funding is available from banks. The National Housing Bank gives you the fund, HUDCO gives you the fund, and home loans are available for individuals who are buying extra area. So funding is not an issue. Professionals are not an issue. What we require is good contractor. That is where we look at your organization. If you can provide good, reliable contractors who will do proper work, and the system is very clear. You put in your initial money, and after entering into a contract, complete portion by portion work. The moment you do the work, the bank expert comes and checks the work is done, the work gets certified, and you get paid directly from the bank. The Cooperative Housing Society is not authorized to issue a check to you. If you have been selected as a contractor, the funding agency or the money that is in the escrow account, from there you will get your funding directly. So your money will not be duped. Like, for many contractors, the builders have duped them. They've not paid their money after entering into a contract, and after completing the work also, their money has not been paid. Here, this doesn't happen. Everyone gets paid. And so far, our track record has been that all the loans, I'm repeating, all the loans taken from Mumbai Bank have been refunded, returned with interest much before the given time, and there is 100% recovery of loans. So there is no problem of loans. So this is a kind of opportunity which looks at us in our face. Now, taking a cue from Mumbai, Maharashtra government has come up with new DC rules for the rest of the city. Now, there is just one DC rule for all the other cities. So, Vasai Virar has started self-redevelopment. Thane, there is a major thrust for self-redevelopment. Kalyan Dombivli has self-redevelopment. Panvel has self-redevelopment. Uran has self-redevelopment. Navi Mumbai, we have about 50 projects for self-redevelopment. So this is spread into MMR, and it is spreading like virus. This is one virus which we want to spread. So you don't rely on the so-called builders to cheat you. You do it on your own and take help of good, honest professionals and get good quality construction. What the people get is more area than what any builder can give, better planning than what any builder can give, better quality construction than what any builder can give, timely construction, extra area available at discounted prices which no builder gives, and also you don't have to give power of attorney to anybody. You are in possession of your land. So you are your own master, and you don't have to rely on other people to, to make your two ends meet. Now, this experiment that happened in MMR region, so Pune people came up, and in Pune we had the Association of Cooperative Housing Societies which met me, and in Pune we had a series of meetings, and 1,000 societies in Pune have resolved for self-redevelopment, and I'm guiding them as well. I went to Nasik, and 25 societies in Nasik are also going for self-redevelopment. Aurangabad, I have gone, and there is a thing. In Nagpur, surprisingly, 85 societies are going for self-redevelopment, which means very clearly now that we are covering the whole of Maharashtra. Taking a cue from this, I was invited to Chennai, I was invited to Calcutta, I was invited to Delhi, and we are talking to the respective governments to get some good DC regulations in place. And under the inner city scheme, Ahmedabad, Baroda, and all other places, also this self-redevelopment can happen. Nothing changes except that the person who makes the profit by investing a small amount of money is eliminated, and the entire profit gets transferred to all the members of the society. Everything else is more or less the same or similar. And this is an alternative model to the conventional model of builders. And the professionals are happy because builders don't pay them. Here, their payment comes on time. The structural engineer is happy because he gets his payment on time. The chartered accountant is happy because he gets his monthly payment for GST or whatever services he renders. The lawyer is happy because he's doing the agreement on time and getting his payment on time. The person doing the liaison is happy because his payments are done on the basis of the milestones that is achieved. And the residents are happy. The buyers of the flats are happy because they don't have to worry about the quality of construction, because these people who are existing residents of the area have ensured that the construction is good, because they want to stay with their next generation into this place for 30, 40 years. So this is a new kind of model which is now being acceptable and happening all over. And there are no intricacies in this model. This is a straightforward, simple model which people are accepting in a big way. The likelihood of some developers being a bit upset about this is there, because they have done, I have seen a lot of cheating happen. I have been in various important positions and I know all these people too well. There may be a few developers who are not cheating and doing this business in a straightforward manner. But 5,800 projects being stuck is not a small amount. And 1,25,900 families being on the streets, this is just not done. And we cannot allow this to happen. And whoever is responsible, by putting him to jail, we are not able to give houses back to the people. The government doesn't know what to do because it's an agreement between private members of the society and developer. What can the government do? The courts do not know what to say and what to do. Justice Kantawala did a lot of good judgments and helped the people, but still we are not finding a way out. So the only way out now is people take things in their own hands and build a house for themselves with the help of professionals. So if contractors in your organization who are A-class or who have done good work or who intend to give honest, good quality construction, if they can meet the societies and explain to the societies how they want to be partners in this game and not be treated just like contractors, but be treated like partners in the self-redevelopment, you will have enough work and people will be happy to give you contracts, provided you promise them that your quality of construction would not be that which the builders give, which the developers give. Your quality of construction must be better than that. And you should see that good qualified professionals are involved in the construction and people get good quality. So that is the long and short. I have restricted myself to, I do not want the speech to be very long because I wanted time to be given for question answers. That's why I did not, there are very many things which I have not told, which I could have told, but due to paucity of funds, paucity of time, I mean, not funds. I have already taken about 45 minutes of your time. I do not want to take any more in the initial speech, but as you ask questions, I will reply to all of them. With this, I think I thank you once again for inviting me and for listening to me and giving good publicity to this event. I have been getting calls from many people who have been wanting to join in. I do not know whether all of them have joined, but when I will load this on my YouTube channel, I'm sure 2 to 3 lakh people will be watching it. And then they would know that there is an association where all contractors are members, though they call themselves Builders Association of India. They are not developers in the true sense of the word. They are contractors who want to make an honest living by constructing good quality houses. So if you build good quality houses, then self-free development is the scheme where like builders, like developers, you won't be cheated. If you do the work, you will be paid for it because there are 20 people. Remember, the middle class never cheats on the funders or financial institutions. The ones who cheat are the ones who have crores of rupees. They are the ones who cheat. All the amount from the banks which have been cheated so far has been cheated by people who have cheated in thousands of crores. A small person who takes a home loan for 30 lakhs, 40 lakhs, never cheats the bank, pays back his loans on time. So your money will be paid, and this is an opportunity which you people should explore and tie up with these cooperative societies and give them good service. Thank you.
Thank you, Chandrashekar Prabhu, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any queries, either you can put it in the chat box or raise your hands using the facility given in the app. We have Mr. Hemant. Mr. Hemant, unmute yourself.
Good evening. Thank you very much. Very, very informative, Prabhu sir. We are happy to listen this. My question is, self-redevelopment is possible on collector's land?
Yes.
And any societies have gone for this?
Yes, seven societies have gone.
Okay. Sir, if I want, I'm chairman of Shatatarka Society at 111D, Andheri West. So how can I contact you and find out?
Definitely you can contact me. I will be able to help you. As you know, I don't charge any fees for consulting.
Right. Okay. Sir, I will call you. I have got your number and take your appointment and come.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And there are a lot of collector hurdles which we have heard that because there are members who are not approved on collector list.
Yeah, that we have got, you know, there is an association for all people living on collector's land, and I guide the association. I am advisor to the association, and we are aware of all the problems. A new GR has come for all those who are not recognized as occupants, and now we have made it very simple, and with a small payment, token payment, all your problems will be solved.
Okay. What is the name of the association, sir?
I think it is called Association of Allottees of Government Lands.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. I will connect with you.
Yes, thank you.
We have our national trustee, Shri Pradeep Nagakar. Sir, please unmute yourself. Nagakar, sir.
Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes.
Prabhu sir, namaskar. If you don't mind, if I will ask my query in Marathi, will it do?
I have no problem.
नाही का कारण मी यासाठी विचारतोय, मॅक्झिमम रिडेव्हलपमेंट जे आता होत आहेत त्याच्यात मॅक्झिमम मेंबर्स जे आहेत ते आपले महाराष्ट्रीयन आहेत आणि त्यांना बऱ्याचशा अशा ज्या शंका आहेत, मी त्यांना पण आता सांगितलं की या मीटिंगला तुम्ही जॉईन व्हा म्हणून. तर त्यांच्यासाठी मी मुद्दामून मराठीत बोलतोय. सर, ह्या ज्या रिडेव्हलपमेंट चाललंय, सेल्फ रिडेव्हलपमेंट इन ऑल अस्पेक्ट, सगळ्या दृष्टीने फायदेशीर असतानाही आज सेल्फ रिडेव्हलपमेंटला त्या प्रमाणात लोक जात नाही किंवा जाऊ इच्छित नाहीत. त्याला कारण काय असेल सर?
नाही, जात नाहीत असं नाहीये. 700 सोसायटी आहेत आणि प्रत्येकाचे 100 कोटीचे आहेत, म्हणजे 70,000 कोटीचं काम चालू आहे. जात नाहीत नाही. सगळे बिल्डर मिळून वर्षाला 25 सोसायट्या करत नाहीत. आम्ही एका वर्षात 700 केले. त्यामुळे जात नाही हा तुमचा समज, हा गैरसमज आहे. जातात आणि मोठ्या प्रमाणात जात आहेत. त्यामुळे जात नाहीत हे तुमच्या मनातून काढून टाका.
नाही, माझी तेवढीच क्वेरी होती. थँक्यू सर.
Mr. Anand Gupta, chairman of our Mr. Unmute. Yeah.
Sir, having said so many things, but in spite of so many privileged facilities given by government in increasing FSI and various installment payment, still the success rate of redevelopment is very, very poor. Theoretically, whole Mumbai, in every category, redevelopment is beneficial to everybody, including government, including owner of the property, including the tenant, or even in the slum dweller. But still, if you just go through the detail of last 30 years, you find the success rate is only 5%. Why? And second thing, how you are so confident that the 6th June RBI circular is definitely going to make some major changes for all the people taking redevelopment by their own?
No, number one, I have already replied your first question earlier, that the people don't trust the developers. That's why they don't want to go. They say कि हम अपने घर के अंदर बिल्डिंग गिर जाए वहां पे रहेंगे, मर गए तो चलेगा, लेकिन डेवलपर के ऊपर भरोसा नहीं रखेंगे, because developers have done like that. They have hired the services of underworld. They have threatened the tenants. I can give you innumerable. So there is a deficit of trust between those who require redevelopment and those who want to give the redevelopment. So when there is a deficit of trust, there is no trust for you ask anybody कि सबसे दुनिया में चीटिंग कौन करता है और चोर कौन है, तो 99% will reply कि ये developer. That is the feeling. Whether it is right or wrong, I am not going into that. But that is what the people feel, that developers cheat. And being an expert, I tend to agree with them because I have innumerable cases where I have seen developers cheat. For your information, for a brief while, I was working with two of the country's topmost developers. I was working as an advisor with those companies, so I have seen how the developers' firms work very closely. Fortunately, I was working with the top two developers, so all the wrong things which other developers do may not have been done by them, but I am exposed to all that. I was also working with the India's largest fund, which was funding all developers. So I have seen all the balance sheets and fudging of accounts by the developers, how they fudge the accounts to get money from funding agencies. So there is a lot of fraud that happens. That's why people don't trust them. And that is why the success rate is low. If there is an honest system in place, then the success rate will be high.
Thank you, sir. Gupta sir, is it okay?
How you are so confident about this circular?
Gupta sir, a lot of people are raised their hands.
Which circular, Gupta sir?
Reserve Bank circular of a recent one, allowing cooperative banks to finance.
After Reserve Bank circular has come, at least 40 of my schemes which were pending have been started in the last 3 days.
Good one. Thank you, sir. Gupta sir, is it okay? I'm going to take the next person.
Good.
Ms. M. Parvatwe, please unmute yourself.
Namaste, okay. It is Milin Parvate.
No, you have put your email ID. You are not.
My name is Milin Parvate. I'm talking
about okay, Mr. Parvate, bola tu.
Long time no see. Fakta, it's a pleasure call. As usual, your talks are spellbound, and I've had the pleasure of interacting with you for hours together.
Yes.
So probably that's the pleasure only I have amongst all this esteemed group. And you're looking nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
As usual, it is so crisp, clear, accurate, and spellbound. That is the word I would say. That we frankly have no questions. We cannot have any questions. That's
Thank you. Thank
lovely.
You.
Lovely. We'll reconnect again.
Yes. Yes.
Vanwari Sahib.
Good evening to all. Thanks, Prabhu Sahib. I am a Professor Vinod Vanwari. I was occupied with the research work on this subject. I have studied various models. Your lecture was enlightening. Thanks a lot from bottom of my heart. Only here I would like to just say that self-redevelopment is घर का खाना खुद बनाना है. Builder को देना है, it's like you're buying the food from the hotel. So people need to understand. They need to go for redevelopment, self-redevelopment. And I would love to interact with you. I will write to you and seek your appointment. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank you
Mr.
very much.
Vanwar.
Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Bhatia, Mr. Jaiprakash Bhatia, unmute yourself.
So there are three major things. One is funding, other is contractors, and the third one are professionals in self-redevelopment. So contractors and professionals are mostly available, but what are the sources of funding in self-redevelopment? And how far it is easy to get them?
I have completed 14 projects. Occupation certificate has been done without taking one single penny from any funding agency. The members themselves, we have created some instruments by which the extra area is given to them at 30% discount. And if in an area, for instance, in Dadar, where 50,000 rupees per square feet is the rate, we are giving for members at 30,000. My 80% of my sale has happened amongst the members only. They have only taken it. Why would they let it go? They can sell it later at 50,000 and make a good earning. So there is no problem for funding. And now the banks and NBFCs are also funding. But the latest trend is don't take funds from the bank, do it on your own and get the maximum advantage.
Okay. Bhatia sir, ho gaya na? Mr. Mehul Parikh, please unmute yourself.
Sir, lovely session. I have a quick question. I'm a managing committee member of a society in Warsaw. We have 67 members occupying about 45,000 square feet. Ours is a 1.2 acre plot. So the sellable area is far in excess of what we need. Now, society had considered self-development, but we were told that gap funding, it's a society of retirees. So now people don't have a lot of money. They won't be able to buy extra properties. So it is not possible to raise funds from the society. We were told that for gap funding to be organized up to IODCC stage, 100% consent of members will be required. And so I wanted to know what are the options in case we can't raise the money ourselves and we have to take gap funding and bank funding. We appoint a developer as a DM maybe at the most.
No, if you appoint developer as a DM, then you do not get bank funding and gap funding. And if you get, I will oppose it and go to court and stop it, because this scheme is not meant for developers. This scheme is meant only for people to get advantage. Developers are trying to come backdoor into this scheme and show that they are doing self-redevelopment and take advantage. This scheme has been designed by government only for the residents and not for
fair enough. Fair enough, sir. So the reason why I'm asking you is that what is the solution? Because we don't have the ability to raise money ourselves.
No, if you don't have ability to raise the money, then money is available. There is no dearth of money. There is absolutely no dearth of money. Yes.
Can we consult you, sir?
Yes, and consultation is free. I don't charge anything.
All right. And is it true that you need 100% consent for self-redevelopment, or is the same 51%?
Yes, Mumbai, no, 51% is out of question. Mumbai Bank had put this thing. Essentially, the bank wants to get their money back. Whether you give 100 or you give 0%, are you willing to guarantee the bank that their money is going to come back? If you are willing to guarantee, then without any consent, I am willing to give you the loan. But you should guarantee. The idea is you should not be like Ketan Parekh and other people.
Yeah. You know, I have the same last name, but there's nothing else in common.
All the list of people who have duped the banks, most of them are from Gujarat, incidentally. But you know, all the list of absconders who have duped the banks. So the banks are very wary of people. They feel that they're taking advantage of self-redevelopment. People may dupe them. And I'm with the banks on this because, you know, when you make good schemes, there are people wanting to destroy it. The Harshad Mehtas of the world and the Ketan Parekhs of the world have destroyed good schemes. So if
Yeah.
you are willing to convince the bank that you are in a position to refund the money, then 100% is not required. Even 50% is not required. Bank only
Right.
wants its money back. If you are,
I got it.
if you have a system of convincing them, they will say, "Kuch mat do, bas paisa
Sure.
wapas kaisa dena hai batao."
So we'll seek your appointment and come see you with my committee members.
Yes,
Sir.
yes, yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Devkar Sahib.
Yes, yes. You are listening me, no?
Yeah. We can hear you.
Good evening, Chandrashekar Sahab.
Good evening.
I am a resident of Juhu area. Not only
Yes.
residents, I'm staying there since last 40 years, and I'm a chairman of the society.
Yes.
And it is under redevelopment. We passed the plans with 56 meters, submitted the plans to Housing Board and about to pass 56 meters height. However, due to some objection of Metro 2A, they stopped work. After giving NOC also, they asked us to stop the work, further work. And now during the process, last 2 years have been gone. Now, this all total area around the airport, instead of 56 meters, they are sanctioning 36 meters. So all the area, it is not only me affected, we are affected, but whole area is affected because of this new circular or GR of the central government. So from 56 meters to 36 meters, it is not workable. So in such a situation, how to go ahead?
See, I guide people for self-redevelopment. This has happened because you have gone to a developer. It is not your lookout. Let your developer do the work. When he signed, he promised you that he will give you a house. Now he has to give you a house. If he doesn't give you a house, then you better kick him off.
But like after kicking him out, the solution is not there because
yes, there is a solution because for self-redevelopment, new set of DC rules are coming for airport.
Yes, that will so far. So we are at this stage. If the developer is also changed, or even we go for ourselves, height is restricted 36 meters.
Yeah, height may be restricted, but you will be able to consume your full FSI.
Okay, we'll verify that
The
other
plan,
option.
No, I am an architect. I understand that better. It's very obvious that you are a chairman. You don't understand these intricate details because it can be done. Because you go by the advice of what your developer tells you. It is very obvious.
No, not necessary, sir. Not necessary. I'm an engineer also myself.
With reduced height also, the FSI can be consumed.
And that is also to be verified, but this is very recently, last 6 months only, this recent development has come.
You see, developers have a lot of contacts. So let them go and approach the central government and get permission. It is their work. It is not the chairman's lookout. Unless chairman gets something from the developer.
Sir, you must be knowing that even Gopal Sethi, he had raised the issue in a parliament also, because the area is affected so much large, right from Bandra onwards up to the Daisar and surrounding Ghatkopar, Chembur.
Yeah, so, but raising in parliament is of no use. Gopal Shetty's party is in power, so he should get it done. By raising it is तेरी भी चुप मेरी भी चुप कि मैंने तो रेस किया. So go and tell there कि तुम ये करो और आपको बोलने का कि मैंने तो भाषण दिया. उनको बोलो भाषण मत देना. वोट लिया जब भी बोला नहीं कि भाषण देगा. वोट लिया जब भी बोला कि किया. तो ये निकाल के लाओ. Tell them you have given vote to them. Tell them to get how this has come.
This right is now, sir, we have stuck up, and now we'll find out the solution you are given. That self-redevelopment, how it works.
See, if I am willing to go even to the Prime Minister, but provided there are no builders involved. If builders are involved, let builders go and get things done. If self-redevelopment, even one project is stuck, then I am willing to go to any extent, to go to Amit Shah, to go to Prime Minister and convince them and get it done. Because there, nobody is individually making profit. Here, builder will make crores of rupees out of by taking your name. Ke garib log ja rahe, and he's making money. I am not here to support money making by unauthorized developers.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Ashok.
Chandra, good evening. This is Ashok Agarwal.
Hi, hi.
Hey, what a pleasure and what an honor. Thank you. Delighted. I won't take your time because you've clarified everything. I just wanted to know how much participation does a society have to do in terms, is it members or numbers for self-redevelopment?
What participation? You only have to take decisions. You don't have to contribute anything.
No, I'm saying all the managing committee have to continuously monitor, or how is it done? That's
No, all decisions will be taken by general body. Managing committee will not have the powers.
Okay.
The owner of the building is the general body. Every month you should have a general body. Sometimes even twice a month you should have a general body. Whoever comes, sometimes in general body, even 10% of the people don't come. It doesn't matter. But all decisions will be taken by general body.
Great. Thank you so much. Looking forward to meeting you.
Sure.
Mr. Aniruddha Nakhawa.
Good evening, sir. I have a very small query. It is regarding the FSI systems. It is regarding whether the unlimited FSI is only available for old dilapidated buildings.
Yeah, only for cessed buildings.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Milind, you have again raised your hand. Mr. Milind, please unmute yourself. Yeah, please unmute yourself.
Hello. Yeah. I had done this to just kind of curb the crosstalk and debates. If one single question leads to, say, 3 subsidiary questions to 9 subsidiary questions, I think my suggestion was to stop a personal debate.
That we will look into, please. Ms. Sonali Upasani, unmute yourself and please ask your question. Ms. Sonali Upasani, madam, please ask your question.
Hello, good evening, sir. I'm Sonali. I'm an architect myself, and I wanted to understand, since you're firstly, it was a very nice session, and I would like to thank you for such an informative session. I wanted to know, like in Khar, I live in Khar, so basically the plot sizes over here are quite small. So is it possible that self-redevelopment is profitable in terms of if we are combining 3 or 4 plots together, maybe just 2 or more plots as well? So is that possible? What do you think about this?
No, of course it's possible. You can combine 2 or more plots. You can do it on 1 plot. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Self-development is possible on 1 plot, possible on 2 plots, possible on 5 plots, any number of plots. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Mr. Gaurishankar Dubey from Delhi, please unmute yourself and ask your question. Prabhu sir, Mr. Gaurishankar Dubey from Delhi has asked a question in the chat.
Yes.
Gaurishankar Dubey, senior professional. I want to ask. Sir, bolo, sir, bolo.
Thank you, sir. Chandrashekar Prabhuji, it is professional salute.
Thank you, Dubeyji.
And I am residing in a DDA SFS flat.
Okay.
In Delhi, and it is almost 40-50 year old. There are 196 flats in 5 blocks, and in 1 block it is 62 flats, 4-story buildings. So we want to go for redevelopment, self-redevelopment scheme.
Yes.
How to proceed? As a layman, this is my question.
If your development plan provides for redevelopment, then please tell me, because I'm not aware. If the development plan does not provide, then we will have to move the Urban Development Ministry to make a set of development control regulations, like in Mumbai, like in different parts of Maharashtra, which should be made applicable to DDA areas. We will talk to Mr. Hardeep Puri, and we will get him to do this thing. If your people are ready, we can take an appointment with Mr. Puri, meet him, and we can discuss it with him.
We would be ever grateful to you, sir, along with the Secretary of Housing and Urban Development.
Yes, thank you. I will be very happy to help you.
Sure, because we are all retired professional chartered engineers.
Very good.
Society belongs, and we are in a very dilapidated condition and do have money to go to other place.
No, for DDA, the HUDCO.
It is now, sir, it is now freehold buildings.
Yeah, I know. I know everything. I did some consultancy for DDA also. So you let me know what kind of help you require from me. I'm willing to help you.
How to get you, sir?
You contact Builders Association of India. They will give you all my details.
So nice of you. I have noted down the WhatsApp number.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mr. Architect Ultimate Prathamesh, is there? Okay. Architect Prathamesh is asking, my question is, how should the society initiate this self-redevelopment process with respect to the notices that need to be issued, letters to the DDR and paper notice?
No, what is his full name?
Architect Prathamesh S. Mr. Prathamesh, are you there? I'm trying to ask him to unmute. He's not there, I think, but he asked the question in the chat. My question is, how should the society initiate the self-redevelopment process? Second question, with respect to the notices that need to be issued, letters to the DDR and paper notice.
No, there is no notice to be issued to any DDR. The society should hold a general body meeting and pass a resolution that it wants to do self-redevelopment. That's enough. The DDR need not be informed about it.
Okay. We have, sir, our National Treasurer, Mr. Mohinder Ijwani. He would like to ask a question.
Sir, my
Yes.
question is, my society is under redevelopment from 2006, and Hiranani HCPL is the developer. From last 10 years, he's not doing any development. Now he wants to leave the project, and our committee is saying that he is demanding 30 crores, and there is no termination clause as such, and he is not ready to leave the project. Now the society has got some MICL developer, and he is saying that I'll take over the project. But what now is coming up with that before HCPL was going to construct 8.5 lakhs built-up area. Now he's going to construct some PTC scheme around 17 lakhs square feet. How can the managing committee permit him to construct 17 lakhs square feet without giving us any extra area?
There is a milli-bhagat between your managing committee and the developer. You will have to deal with it legally, and you will have to take action against the managing committee by filing a case against them. That's, I think, the only way.
Okay, sir.
So
want any help from your side? Can I get some help from your side?
Yeah, I'm willing to help whatever help you require, but legal, I'm not a lawyer, so legal help
I try to get some members. If we can try to get into self-redevelopment, then it will be much better.
Yeah, if you pass a resolution for self-redevelopment, then my help will be free of cost.
Because our land is around 10 acres. And this is a project.
I will be very happy to help.
Okay, I'll get in touch with you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Vikas Shah has asked a question on the chat. Who will be responsible for the rental payments during the redevelopment period?
The society is responsible for the rental payment. Rental payment is part of the project cost. So if you take loan for the project cost, the rental payment, the payment of brokerage, the payment of shifting charges, whatever money the builder gives, the society will give that much money plus some 5 to 10%. That is the system.
Thank you, Chandrashekar. I think there are no more questions, and nobody has raised their hand. I would request our BAI Mumbai Centre Secretary, Mr. Aniruddha Nakhawa, to unmute yourself and give the concluding remarks and also propose the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Madhusudan.
Thank you.
First of all, we are indeed obliged and happy that such a giant stalwart in the construction industry, and especially who is looking for harnessing peace through this redevelopment project and helping the communities at large. As a structural engineer, I have seen design lives of the buildings, and in context to that, where the design life ceases, the need of development and redevelopment arises. The requirement of more spaces and multiplying families also is one of the part where there is need of redevelopments. As Prabhu sir said rightly, only 200 square kilometers of land is available for redevelopment. उससे भी थोड़ा कम रहेगा for 125 lakhs of population in Mumbai. There are many points at such junctures where people have asked why redevelopment, self-redevelopment rather, is not happening. As a structural consultant and after auditing more than 4,000 buildings, dilapidated buildings, I have seen that the people's mindset is different, and where people fall prey and people tend to have मुझे ये फुकट में चाहिए, I want this at free. वहाँ पे builder takes that opportunity, and such societies are becoming prey. And I think Prabhu sir is already on the mission of making awareness in these communities to the grassroots level. Also, he is at the same time educating the residents for self-reliance in technology, knowledge about redevelopments, and empowering the members with help of financial institutions in various schemes. As such, in these redevelopments, we can see the end user as well as the professionals involved. Both are happy with such type of projects, and maybe the losers are the developers. The developers, I can say a proverb with in a different styles: spaces are horses and developers were riding. This is the case of 5,000 such projects which are stacked as on today. With such a beautiful explanations and redemptions by Chandrashekar Prabhu sir, I would like to say that the giant stalwart Prabhu is a man on mission, and the country needs thousands of Prabhu sirs, so that the knowledge and these developments for the communities can be carried out for at the grassroots level at large. I hereby thank our chairman of Mumbai Centre of Builders Association of India to invite Chandrashekar Prabhu sir. I thank Mohinder Rijwani, treasurer of our national body, for being here. I thank our RERA committee chairman, Shri Anand Gupta, to be here. I thank Pradeep Nagwekar ji, who is the immediate past general secretary for national body. And I also thank all the architects and the chairmen of various bodies present here. I also thank Bhagwan Devkar ji, who is past president of Builders Association of India, our national body. Nevertheless, the back office comprising of Madhusudan, who is the communication head, Swapnil Salekar, who they are playing key roles in handling these webinars. And I am truly obliged to again thank on behalf of Builders Association of India, Chandrashekar Prabhu sir, to be here and sharing his words of knowledge to us. Thank you once again. Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra.
Thank you. Am I entitled to leave?
Yeah, Prabhu sir, thank you on behalf of the BAI Secretariat for coordinating with me, and really it was a very nice seminar. Maybe in future we'll have one more.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. All participants can unmute themselves.
Sir, thank you very much. Very nice, sir.
Thank you.
Share your number and email ID on this chat. It will be very useful.